Welcome to Rom Wills, Money Matters. Entrepreneurs need to pay close attention to their taxes. Yeah, Rom did his taxes and it's pretty quick with me because of how I organize myself. But you need to pay close attention because one of the things I always see stuff about somebody owing the tax man a whole lot of money. I always see something. It'd be like 75,000, 100,000. It's kind of bad when you have businesses whose sole purpose is to help you deal with that, which means it's a prevalent thing. As an entrepreneur, you really need to do two major things. One, you need to keep great paperwork. Two, no matter how much you make a month, you need to put 30 to 40% away just for taxes. Let me say that again. No matter how much you make per month, you need to put 30 to 40% of that away for taxes. But I'm gonna get into that in a second, but you definitely need to keep good notes. You need to keep good notes. Every single business related thing, you need to write that down. Either write that down, keep the receipts, everything. If you business travel, keep the receipts. Gas, keep the receipts, because if you really think about it, you can write off a whole lot of things, especially as an entrepreneur. Because let's be real with it. If you're working a 9-to-5 job, unless you're working on a job that's only going to pay you with a 1099, which you're even if it's a 9-to-5 job, you're effectively an entrepreneur. The taxes getting taken out. And let me say something about that. Being on a job, because I actually worked at a gym and I was paid through 1099s. So I had to pay attention. So, I was getting my money from selling memberships, but I still had to put money away because I said, okay, taxes aren't taken out. Because when you're working for somebody, typically taxes are taken out. Whole lot of stuff. That Bama FICA be getting a whole lot of stuff. FICA. I don't know, it's been so long. But the taxes getting taken out. I mean, that's kind of a good thing because after a while, depending on how much you're making, you might be able to get some money back. That's cool. But when you're an entrepreneur or you being paid strictly through 1099s, however the case, put 30 to 40% away. Because usually, and you might not have to pay that much, like a minimum 30, if you can 40. That way, once you build the money up over the year, and then when you actually have to pay, usually state and federal, like I had to pay my state and federal, you got more than enough money. You should anyway. If you have trouble doing that, then you can get in trouble. And I'm saying 30 to 40. 30 at a minimum. Most tax rates are around in the highest is I think 34. Someone can correct me on that, but depends on what you're doing. But you want to make sure it's covered ultimately. You want to make sure, and you want to, I would say minimum 30, maximum 40. You want to be able to cover stuff just in case you can't write it off. Like when I was doing my taxes, I saw what I would have had to pay if I didn't have any write-offs, because I do mine electronically. So as I'm going along, it tells me, okay, you owe this much, you owe this much. I was like, oh, okay. That's how much I owe it, but I hadn't did my real deductions, like my business deductions and everything. I was like, okay, I was able to bring it down several $1,000s. I was like, okay. See, you want to be able to cover it all. Like I said, minimum 30, if you can 40. So say you're making $10,000 a month, you want to work to live on $6,000. You want to put that money away as if you don't even have it. Like every month when I get paid from different sources, I just take a portion of it and just put it away. From some sources, I'll put several thousand just into my account for my tax account, and then, put it in other places, savings and all of that. And it depends. Honestly, you can use your savings as your tax account. If you're not making all of that, Now, if you're lucky, If you're lucky, or depending, like if you're one of those entrepreneurs that's still working a 9 to 5, you might be able to put all the money away, whatever the case. But you will pay. Uncle Sam will get his cut, and you need to pay attention to it, because like I said, it really shouldn't. It's kind of bad. It's a whole business helping people with their taxes they don't pay. And trust me, they'll pay it. Now, here's something else too. Unless you're a person who knows how to do your own accounting and you can do it yourself, get somebody to help you. Get somebody to help you. If you know it, because then they can find stuff and they can find extra and everything. Like, thankfully, I can do my own accounting. Thankfully. As I make more and more money, and depending on what I get into, well, I'll probably get a tax attorney or an accountant or something like that. Right now, I'm good. It's just real boom, boom, boom. Because the taxes, that's the one thing that messes people up. There's many entrepreneurs, they getting in trouble to the point they have taxes like from 4 years ago they haven't paid. They not even paying. And real quick, that's something else too. Pay what you can. Say you can't pay it all right then. Pay what you can anyway, and then they'll let you set it up so you can pay them something. But remember, they are a glorified collection agency. They are a glorified collection agency, so you don't want to play around. So make sure you keeping your notes well. Keep your notes, keeping everything, and hold on to your tax stuff for several years. I got tax returns going back years. Going back years, well over a decade, just in case. But you want to pay attention. So it's the paperwork, and then how much you're saving every month as an entrepreneur, and dependent, and like anything business related, write that shit off. Some people be taking some chances. And I'm going to tell you what, and if you want to avoid audits, just do it right the first time around. It's usually, they do an audit if it's, most of the time it's just some mistake somewhere and they need to look at it. But that's, with the electronic filing and all of that, that's not how it was. But if you're making $1 million or something, oh, definitely. You're going to pay some taxes. And that's just something else too, just a real quick thing I'll throw out. I don't think I need to do a whole video on it. Oh, maybe I do, I don't know. But if you're making a whole lot of money, make sure you always have some write-offs. Don't ever think you're going to make a bunch of money and then, not write off something. You got to do something to mitigate how much you would normally pay. Because then you will have to pay 40%. You will. So anyway, that's all I got for now, y'all. I'll get back with y'all later. All right? Y'all know the deal. Let's go make that money.